Today is a fun one. We are doing footballers' holidays.
One beer, please. Do you know what I mean?
Players that like drinking, they are taking full advantage of those first couple of weeks on holiday.
Ibiza.
Tick.
Dubai.
Tick.
Algarve.
Oh.
Yeah. INAPA's not much better.
Nope. Mate, I've seen Ronan Keating at an airport.
Went straight over to him. I sprinted over.
You're one of them?
Yeah. Well, I was 10, mate.
Oh.
There's a lot that an enormous amount of money that would literally just fly economy.
So footballers have it really hard.
So hard, mate. So I just basically followed him around the lazy river for about 3 hours. I was like, I'm Frank Lampard's son.
I'm not in that category of player that gets recognised.
Emirates, if you want to sponsor this podcast.
Yes, people, welcome to Ball Talk. My name is Noah and I am here with the reason you're tuning in, footballers Lewis and Ken. This is one of our insight episodes where us non-footballers find out pretty much everything we've ever wanted to know about our favourite sport. We've done training grounds, we've done the subs bench, we've done the team bus. Today is a fun one. We are doing footballers' holidays. Mad ones in Ibiza, Dubai, and, well, probably more Dubai. Lewis, where are you going on holiday tomorrow?
Dubai.
Thanks for listening. That's been Ball Talk. No, right, boys. It's really boring at the minute in the international break. But is it the perfect time for non-national team players to go on holiday?
Yeah, well, I mean, you get a couple of days to go. It's nothing crazy. You could probably go for 1 or 2 days to, you know, if you're in England, to Europe, a city break. But you're not getting much more than that, really.
Really?
Yeah. It's a time to train still for the team, especially this early on in the season to work on things. So they prefer you not to, I think. And
how do you go about saying, like, I want to go on holiday for these 2 days? Or do you know the time you have and you have to go on holiday within them days?
The club would just be like, we're off, let's say Saturday, Sunday, and you wouldn't have to tell them. You just go on holiday.
Oh, so you're talking like 2-3 days?
Yeah, because they'll just tell you the days
max.
you're off, and then if you can fit a holiday in, fine.
If not, like, a lot of them won't go. But like, they'd probably just go more because of the fact that, like we say, football, you're just 9-month season, 10-month season, pretty much. So it's like every chance you get, every 2-day break you get, they'd probably just take the chance to quickly go to Europe on a quick city break. But nothing. It's not holiday time per se, because they'd be in just as in a normal week, just without a match day. That's all it is.
I thought it'd be like a week and a half whilst
No way.
No, really?
That's why you see the training clips of like Sterling.
They're all in.
They're in every day grafting.
Yeah.
Like, they'd probably be doing running as well and stuff. Like, it wouldn't be a fun time for them.
Not at this point in the season as well. It's completely different if you're
Yeah.
having this conversation in April.
Yes. The
Then,
last international break. Potentially.
I guess that kind of leads us on to, throughout the season, when can you go on holiday and how long can you go for?
Yeah. So, I mean, with footballers, obviously, everyone speaks about how good it is and all the perks of being a footballer. But one of the downsides, if you can call it a downside, is you only really get to go away for, let's say, 4 to 5 weeks all at the same time. So it's end of May to sort of middle of June is really your time to try and get away and have a chill. So that's really the only time you can go away. You might get, like we said, an odd weekend here and there.
I get you.
But yeah, it's pretty much in them weeks you've got to cram everything in.
Is that the same with your league?
Yeah. We, right, Christmas, Boxing Day we're playing, New Year's Day we're playing. So
you don't get any holidays.
No, it's relentless. I'd say that's probably the only major downside. Like, football, it has its downsides, but so does everything. That's probably the only real major one that every footballer will tell you. It's like your holiday times are very much end of the season for 6 weeks, maybe, if you're lucky.
And are you taking those 6 weeks, or are you just going away for like a 2-week holiday?
I mean, you go away as much as you can early on, especially, and then you might start to taper your fitness a bit more as you get closer to pre-season. But yeah, you've got to take the opportunity, man. You don't, because with footballers, you can't, like other jobs, you can't say, "Oh, can I take 2 weeks
in
work
whenever,
off here like you can in any other job?"
No, you can't.
You could. I don't know why you like. No one's ever. I've never tried actually, but you just can't, because you're going to be playing football and missing games.
You probably could legally, but like no one's ever going to do it.
Well, imagine Rice did that and he's missed 2 games and he's lost his place in the team. You're just not going to do that.
You can't. No one's ever doing that.
You're missing things. Say your brother gets married abroad mid-season.
You ain't going.
No, you can't.
Really?
You ain't going. He might not. He might, if he really wants me to go, he really wants you to go, he might like say, cool, we'll do it in end of the season, summer. So, because they know as well, all your family know that you can't really
a lot of stuff does get booked with yourself and you're around your families in the summer.
Yeah.
With your time off. Because people know.
Everyone knows. But if for some reason they're getting married in December in wherever, then you just have to miss it, wouldn't you?
Wow. So footballers have it really hard.
So hard, mate. The thing is, if you have like a 20-year career, you'll have 20 years of having no holidays outside of May or June. Like no Christmas as well. Like you're in on Christmas Day.
In England, yeah.
It's mad.
On Christmas Day?
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty much, because you're playing so much at Christmas Day, Christmas time.
Boxing Day,
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Don't even get like national holidays.
No, you don't get bank holidays. No,
I was
wait.
just about to say, you told us last week that you play Saturday, if it's a bank holiday, Saturday then Monday.
There's about 2 bank holidays in a season. So Easter bank holiday and the August bank holiday is gone. Yeah, we'd play Saturday, Monday.
So it's not even like you play Saturday, go away for Sunday, Monday.
Nah, you're just trying to recover for Monday.
Boys, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry you live like this. We'll talk about destinations in a minute.
Yeah.
I want to talk about how you get there. Because look, if I think about the top footballers, you're travelling in style, right? And I've just been away. I went to Singapore, 13-hour flight. And obviously I'm very lucky. But economy is rough on a flight that long. And I walk past business like, whoa, I could do that this long a flight.
Yeah.
Are footballers getting there? Private jet, first class, economy?
I think it depends. Obviously, the level of footballer, and even when you're at the top level, depends on the person.
Individual.
Yeah, like I know people that have a lot of money that could easily get private jets here, there, but they just choose not. They just don't like spending money on that sort of stuff. And then the other side of that, I know footballers that have just got to that amount of money where they can afford it, and then they'll straight on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it just depends on the individual. You tend to get the younger players doing it.
Yeah.
Or the like superstar, like Ronaldo and people like that. But for me, no, no private jets for me, mate. Unfortunately.
Ken?
Nah, down at our level, no private jets. Not everyone's flashy.
Depends how long
like
the
that.
flight is as well.
Yeah.
Depends. I think if you're going somewhere, I think if you're going somewhere like 9 hours or something, they'd probably all just say, okay, we've got to upgrade the flight.
Quick
but if
one
you're
to
going
France.
if you're going a couple of hours away, there's a lot of Prem footballers you'd be surprised, but just be sat in economy, because they don't want to spend that extra money.
So we could jump on economy and
100%.
Jude Bellingham could be there.
Yeah.
He probably wouldn't. That level of,
but I don't think he'll get his. I think he'll get his jets paid for. If I'm honest, like people like Adidas, like they'll
people.
pay for
really.
it.
There's levels, isn't there? Jude Bellingham's too big.
Yeah.
I didn't want to disrespect a Luton player by saying anyone's name or anything. So if you were in a scenario where, let's say you earn $100,000 a week, right?
Yeah.
Ridiculous money. Would you go? Let's say you're going to Dubai. Classic. What's that? 6.5 hour flight?
7.
7. Are you going private jet, first class, business, economy?
Yeah, if I'm earning $100,000 a week, I'll go first class.
Not private jet.
Nah, it's just I don't. It won't. The benefit first class in, like let's say first class Emirates to Dubai is basically got your own cabin anyway.
A hotel and
I just don't see. Again, maybe if I've gone to try a private jet and it's the best experience ever, then you might do that. But me right here, right now, I'd get just something where I'm completely as comfortable on a plane. I don't care if I'm with other people or not.
Yeah, no, I'd probably do the same. But if I wasn't on that kind of money, I'd probably try it, because I feel like I'd probably try at some stage. I don't know when, but like, it'd be a thing of, okay, maybe one day I'll go somewhere and try it. If I find out it's the best thing, then but probably
if you're taking
not.
your family, you might want to. You know?
Yeah, exactly. In that situation, maybe. But on an average holiday, if I'm just going with a couple of my mates, it'd probably just be first class.
Boys, you two obviously play football a lot. Do you ever wear grip socks?
Yeah, pretty much every training session, every game, it helps you to not slip about in your boot, basically, which makes you play better. Simple as.
Yeah, definitely adds a little bit extra level of comfort, and especially for blisters as well. If you struggle with them, they help.
Perfect. Comfort blisters for me, massively. I've been wearing these for a while now, and I think they're amazing. They've also got a new design, which is very, very nice on the back. And these are Fitnit grip socks. So if you play football, we are very happy to say that you can use our code BT10 for 10% off at Fitnit grip socks. Go get yourself some. If anyone wants to sponsor this podcast to go private jet business, even premium economy.
Emirates, if you want to sponsor this podcast.
We'll do a podcast on the plane.
To be fair, yeah.
There we go.
That'd be amazing.
That's the video. Speaking of like first class and business.
Emirates,
please. Business, first class, premium economy. If you're a footballer, are you just like, if you're a Premier League footballer, are you just booking an economy because you know if they get there and see you, they're going to go first class? Are you getting upgrades as a footballer?
To be honest, I think it's the other way. I've always thought, people say you get freebies as a footballer, like I don't know, like sponsors, car, you might get little freebies, but you also go through a middleman a lot, and it's always a big markup. I think when they hear a footballer, car insurance is a mad one.
Yeah.
Is
yeah.
it?
You chuck footballer on car insurance, it goes
can't-
up by
you
an extra
can't-
zero.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's mad.
I can't put that on. Like, as my occupation.
I'm still.
No
yeah.
way.
Nah, 'cause
No, I'm
you
still in college.
yeah, literally,
If anyone's watching, he's not.
literally, because if you put, as soon as you put footballer, you're done. Like,
No
it
way.
just
Yeah,
doubles.
it's mad.
Yeah.
Well, because they know you've got cash, or they know you're gonna have a flash car.
It's probably a mixture of everything.
Yeah, cash. It's like you have a flash car at a young age, and you're probably maybe going to be more reckless.
They
The
probably
image
got
is
some
that.
stuff. Yeah.
The only scenario I think where you might get an upgrade is if the specific flight attendant knows you and is, let's say, a massive fan.
Yeah.
Then they might be like, oh, we've got a free seat. Do you fancy it?
Right.
But other than, I don't think footballers go on the
Nah.
thing expecting them to get upgrades.
So they're just gonna pay for it if they
Yeah.
want it. Oh, boring.
I know.
Thought you'd walk up there and they'd be like, Declan Rice, get in first
Yeah,
class.
he'd be in there already.
But
But
that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
These guys, the ones like that, your Bellinghams, your Declan Rices,
Yeah.
they're probably not flying economy.
Yeah.
You're probably, the people flying economy would be like your mid-table Prem player that's not a superstar.
Yeah.
They can literally still walk around without really getting
they'd fly.
like crowd.
They'd probably fly business as well.
They
but-
probably would,
yeah.
but they could just take
Yeah,
the
yeah.
option. Whereas someone like a Rice, like a Saka, like
Yeah, an English,
doing
if you're
it
talking an
anyway.
England player.
yeah,
like,
an England player is too big to be
Yeah.
like. It's just it wouldn't be comfortable for them.
No.
They, not physical comfort, but just they'd be. Everyone would be like,
on
"Can I have a
edge, innit?
picture? Can I have
Yeah.
a, like?" It's
Yeah.
just too much. Like even security wise, this doesn't really
Yeah.
make
so,
sense.
so if Lewis, let's go with you. If you're at the airport and they get wind of Crystal Palace, you don't think they're going, oh, we should get him in business? No disrespect to
Not-
St
yeah.
Albans, great club by the way.
Not Emirates. Like, because I keep name dropping Emirates.
You really want that sponsor, don't you?
Not the airline. The airline won't be like that. I don't think. But it's specific individuals within whatever airline.
Yeah.
The stewardess or stewardesses, if they know you and they're a big fan, then they'd be like, I'll check if there's anything available.
Is that what you're hoping
Yeah.
for tomorrow, that someone knows you? at the
Yeah, I'm
airport?
hoping for that. Yeah, we'll see.
Emirates again. Right.
Is that like the 10th time we mentioned? it?
Yeah.
What, Emirates?
Right.
That's getting cut.
Destinations. Keep going for the sponsor.
Yeah.
Right. Destinations. In my head, I think I've got the top 3 destinations for footballers. You're going to tell me what you think the top 3 destination footballers are, and I'm going to tell you if I'm right. I've got 3 in my head.
3's hard, by the way. Yeah.
3's hard.
5?
All right, go
Yeah,
5.
go
I can chuck
It also
couple more in
really
there.
depends on the player and
Yeah.
what kind of vibe he's on.
It does.
Well,
If I
So
could go
five-
We're going to get onto
yeah.
that, yeah.
top 5
Top 5.
footballer destinations, I'd go Ibiza,
Tick,
Dubai,
tick.
Algarve,
Oh,
Didn't think of that. But yeah.
Mykonos,
tick.
Yeah.
and then there's probably 3. I'd probably go Caribbean, but America, you got to think about America these days
It's
as well.
just massive,
Okay.
yeah.
You're
I was gonna
talking
say
like a
that.
south of France or a Monaco.
They're there because
Yeah.
they're so easy to get to.
Yeah,
But if
yeah.
you're talking top 5, they're my top 5. The only one I've missed out is probably Vegas, like LA Vegas.
You said America, though, didn't you?
No, but I missed out America.
Okay,
Oh, you
yeah.
are missing
My
that.
fifth
Okay.
one was Caribbean.
Caribbean.
You seem shocked at Algarve.
Yeah,
That is
because
number one.
I went on holiday there for like
Yeah.
15 years. Beautiful place.
Yeah.
Why is that number 1?
No, it's popular. It's
I don't
popular.
know.
Is it?
I mean, there's an area in Algarve where I know firsthand there's tens and tens of footballers that all have places there, in Premier League footballers.
Really?
And they all go there every year.
I'm assuming we can't mention the place.
No. So I don't know, but footballers tend to, choose their holidays based off recommendations from
Yeah.
other footballers.
That's why it's pretty common.
Oh, I see.
So
Okay.
people just tend to go there. It's a really nice place, Portugal. I love it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And like a 3-hour flight, isn't it? So I
Yeah.
guess if you're doing a Saturday, Sunday, Monday,
Yeah, it's perfect.
that's the perfect place to go, isn't it?
Lovely
Sun,
villas, lovely golf.
Yeah. Golf's
Why not?
perfect for
Yeah.
footballers, isn't it? Same top 5, do you reckon? Or is it?
Probably it's difficult to say, isn't it? Because like you said, depending on the type of player, what kind of
It's
vibe
changed.
he's on. There's a lot of places in America that could potentially
I think that's
get it,
the
but-
new age.
But
Is it?
yeah. Okay. Nowadays, places like Miami, a lot of players are going.
Yeah. Like 10 years ago, I don't think footballers went to LA that much or
Yeah,
Miami. It
yeah.
was more Vegas.
Yeah.
And
And-
then
LA and Mykonos, I say, are the two that have come to
very
fruition.
quickly,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mykonos is nice, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but like 5 years ago, I don't think a lot of footballers were going Mykonos.
Nah, that's a pretty recent thing.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's the recommendations. It's like
Yeah.
it starts and then everyone just goes. Like It felt like every footballer was there this summer.
Someone quite close to me was on holiday with his wife, and a couple of weeks later sent a picture on WhatsApp from like Daily Mail Online, and they were having lunch with Jude Bellingham.
Yeah,
and they don't know him.
I mean, if you want to go on holiday and you want to spot footballers, it's Algarve, Mykonos, and Dubai these days, I think.
Yeah,
they're the three to like actually spot them.
Yeah,
I think that's the perfect segue.
Yes.
Why Dubai? Why is it the footballer thing? Because that seems to be number one.
Yeah, I have my reasons. Do you want me to
go on? Yeah, you've been a few times.
For me, like we mentioned, you get 4 or 5 weeks to cram as much holiday as you can, and like we said, you go off recommendations of other footballers, and you want to go somewhere where the weather's guaranteed, pretty much. You know, being in England all year, you don't want to go to a Europe 100%. Where it might not be. Yeah, it might be warm, but you want guaranteed weather. Dubai is guaranteed weather.
Yeah,
and it's also luxury. You know, it's a lot like 5-star. They do good. It's good for couples, good for families. Go to Dubai if you want to go. But no, that's it. I think you just want somewhere where you're guaranteed the weather.
There's also a bit of which I think what I see. Dubai is a place for normal people too, but for the rich, it's the playground of the rich and famous, isn't it? Cars, hotels, yachts, golf. That's got to be a big pull, right? Yeah. Because the footballers know they've got a lot of money. Like we're talking top ballers. Yeah. So they can just kind of splash it there on the most lavish things, surely.
They just can get a very good like service, I suppose, really well looked after for their money. Whereas some places, regardless, the service just won't be as high.
Yeah.
So that's generally what I think it is, and then a trend starts and people just start going.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think these places, I've not been to Dubai, but from what you see, along with Mykonos, along with all that, they're really catered to people with money.
Yeah.
So, like you said, they've designed their places to like provide the top service for people that can afford it. So. It's probably just a natural pull, and like because you see a lot of footballers go there.
I've met so many out there.
Yeah, you just really becomes like a standard. Cool, we'll just go there.
Is that like walking down the street?
No, within the hotels.
I was about to say, is it more likely for a footballer to stay in an Airbnb or a hotel? No. Because hotel has public in. Do they not want to get away from that?
For me, it would be if they stay outside a hotel, it'll be a villa. But if you go in Dubai, they're going to stay in a hotel like 9 times out of 10. And it's usually the same 3 or 4 hotels out there.
But the type of public that are in these hotels aren't like your man.
No one's running up going.
It's other millionaires and stuff.
It's a bit of a busman's holiday with footballers. Like they'll bump into all the other footballers basically.
Yeah.
So if you're taking recommendations, you're all staying in the similar hotels. You're
at the same time of year as well.
Do you want to do that, or is it like if you worked in Marks and Spencer's? You don't want to see people you work at Marks and Spencer's at the weekend. Is it like that, or are you like, oh, sick ballers over there? I'm gonna go sit with them.
You don't want to see them. No.
Really?
No, you want to. You would come. That's your holiday. You've just had a year inside that mad world of football. You want to have a time to relax and switch off. It's not bad if you see them.
Yeah.
But it's just I've never been brave enough to sort of venture out to do more outlandish holidays.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, a Southeast Asia or stuff like that.
Yeah, we'll get onto that because I think our holidays are quite different.
Yeah.
In St Albans, if you go on holiday and you see someone else from St Albans FC, are you like, oh God?
Nah, probably not. No. Probably not. If you see someone you know on holiday, I think if I went, for example, I went to Mykonos a few months ago, if I saw one of my teammates, it would be less of it'd be more of a surprise. Like we're not like all like. It's not the same as if like a Prem footballer that goes to Dubai and sees other Prem players, they're expecting to. Because they're all just going out to there. Whereas us lot are kind of, we just go on like more, it's not a group thing. Like you just go wherever people, we'll all go on holiday, but just to different places, random places. So it'd be like I didn't expect to see you here. So it'd probably be more of a nicer thing. Because it'd be like the one-off as well. If I saw someone, it'd be just like, mate, I'm surprised, I seen a mate.
Yeah.
And I probably won't see another one.
Right, okay.
Whereas for them, it's like, I've just seen this guy at United, I've just seen this guy at Arsenal. 5 minutes later, I've seen another. Like, it's very common, so it probably gets more boring for them.
Right. Yeah. And that leads us perfectly onto, do you go away together? Because you're all off at the same time, right?
Yeah.
With your teammates, you like, should we just go Mykonos for the weekend? Or are you, like you just said, avoiding them?
Well, no, I go, my close friends from Palace, I've been away with, there was 3 of us, and we went away 4 years in a row together. So I go away with my football pals because again, we've all got the same time off. So yeah, you do go away, and it's not like obviously I'm happy about going away with them. They're my good friends.
Yeah.
It's just like Ken said, when you start seeing everyone, it's just like, oh, okay, maybe
there's a lot going on. Yeah, because you see the St Albans boys probably less than the Palace boys see each other during the week. So would you go away with them?
I think everyone goes away with their mates.
Yeah.
And that just, whether they're from football or not from football. If they happen to be from football, then great. If not, the big thing with going away with your football mates is we all have holidays at the same time. So I have not a lot, but I have some close friends that aren't in football. And naturally,
you go away with them.
Like, no, we struggle to because...
Oh, of course.
By the time my season's finished,
always tough,
for them, it's like, it's early. Like, in May, I'm talking about going on holidays or early June.
Yeah.
And they're thinking... My holidays are in August.
Yeah, most of them can get July off.
August, which is probably
they can't cater to you.
If you've got if you can choose, like if you didn't have job restrictions, you'd probably choose July, August.
Yeah.
We obviously can't.
Yeah,
so
good point.
A lot of you end up going with people from football naturally because you're all off together. You're all literally looking for a holiday. It might not be people from your same team though. Like my closer friends in football aren't currently I don't currently play for the same team as them.
Yeah.
Obviously I've only been at St Albans for a couple of months, so that could change. But like, if I was trying to book a holiday right now, there'd probably be people from football that I've shared a change room with a couple of years back.
That makes sense. It's funny you talk about the timings because you don't think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
it's a big thing, isn't it?
As in, like, your mates might not be able to go at the same
time.
No,
pretty much they all most of the time they all can't.
Unless you said to them, now look, boys, next summer when I'm going to be off, make sure you can get off. Then yes.
I did do that actually when we went Iron Napa, like when I was first.
Classic.
Yeah, and we did that. I made sure I was like, because they went somewhere the year before, like and probably like Mali or something, which is obviously a shithole, and Iron Napa is not much better.
Nope.
but
you want to be on that whole day, don't you?
So I made sure they done it, and it was top, man.
Yeah, if you do that, then but like most footballers will just like come towards the end of the season and be like, oh shit, like we better book somewhere. Yeah. And then by then your mates outside of football can't cater to you. So that's probably
we talked about like get people noticing you and getting upgrades.
Yes.
Have you heard of the Manor? The band? No, not the band. Like they're from Beckenham.
Yeah, I think I have.
So they're massive Palace fans. Well, two of them are.
Yeah. And
they were performing out there at the pool party at Palace.
Pineapple.
So they
clocked you guys.
Yeah, one of them clocked me, and then he's brought me up on stage. I'll try and find a video and put it up now. But
did you sing? Did you dance?
No, but it was like them three. There was like a massive crowd, and it was just me next to them, like having it off.
How old were you?
I would have been 19.
Oh, 18. Raucous.
Yeah, so it was decent to be fair.
That's good.
But that's an example of getting little benefits.
Oh, and that ties on perfectly. Do you get recognised? It's for both of you.
Nah, not for me.
Would you like to be? Or would you be a bit like, what?
I think it's better to not, like...
No, you wouldn't.
When you go away, I think you just want to do your own thing and not get recognised. I think that's probably the worst part for the really big footballers. This is the thing, like, most footballers aren't really big footballers. Most footballers are just can blend in. Like, the majority of actual footballers aren't people that would just... You might get one or two, but you're not, like, getting recognised everywhere you go.
That's such a great tagline.
From your superstars, then they would get recognised.
And even them, they can blend in sometimes.
Sometimes.
If they're by the pool, like, you can't...
Depends who... Yeah, they just put glasses on and, like, a bucket hat or something, and before you know it, they've blended in as well.
It's so funny you say that because most footballers aren't big footballers. The Championship, big, right?
It's huge.
All of them could pretty much go away and be fine.
No problem.
Unless there's a Swansea player and there's a massive Swansea fan.
Yes, but then that would be like a one-off thing. It's not as opposed to he's walking down the street and everyone's recognising him. Yeah,
even some Prem players.
Even a lot of Prem players. Like when you actually think of it, majority of Prem players can just blend in society and be fine. It's only really your England internationals, your Arsenals, Uniteds. They're getting recognised everywhere. Your Chelsea's, whatever.
I mean, when I first went to Dubai, I was quite young, and I spotted Clichy, and I just went straight over to him. I sprinted over.
You're one of them.
Yeah. I was 10, mate.
Oh, I thought you were like 20.
I was 10, mate.
Yeah. So, but I went over, and because he was playing for Arsenal at the time.
Yeah.
Like, obviously,
Arsenal fan. That's the thing, isn't it? Yeah.
But yeah, even like that was surreal. But then on that same holiday, I think I bumped into like in the same hotel as well, like Robert van Persie, Gerrard.
No
Giggs.
way.
So it's just like you just spot them. You can spot them all if you get them at the right time.
Mate, I've seen Ronan Keating at an airport. That is it. That's the only famous person I've ever seen.
No way.
Do they get annoyed with people coming up to them whilst they're on holiday? Again, we're talking the big footballers.
Yeah.
I think it's more just like if they get how many times. If it's like once a day, like for 7 days, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
And obviously they're not going to be rude to a kid, but if it's the 10th time in the day and you're with your missus, surely you're like, this is pissing me off.
Yeah.
Now.
Just depends on the person. I guess some people
be grateful for it, obviously.
Some players are actually big time and would like even twice, 3 times they start getting rude.
Really?
It's not based on how big they are as well.
No, it's
like
just their personality. And yeah. Whereas other players are just genuinely nice guys and like it could be the 20th time and they'd still try not to be too rude. But like,
what one are you?
Obviously, I'm not in that category of player that gets recognised like that. But like, I think it's hard for anyone to tell how they'd be in that situation because none of us experienced it. I think everyone's quick to judge them, but like if you're getting pulled over, you're on holiday, you're trying to relax, and every hour, 45 minutes, someone's trying to get a picture of you.
That's when it might be.
And it's
after a while, you'd probably get annoying.
That's why you go like VIP behind the rope, leave me alone.
Because there might be times as well where like if you're with your partner, like they're in their bikini, probably don't want to be photographed, and they're not famous, are they?
So exactly.
I'm going to call someone out here actually.
Oh.
So again, I was on when I was in Dubai. It wasn't that time. It was another time. I was young though, and so there would be football. Sort of, there was a grass pitch like next to the beach, and there'd be football sort of 5 o'clock every day. Like the hotel put it on. Anyway, Dennis Wise was there.
Oh yeah.
And he was there this day for the football, and he decided to organise the game. Sort of, there was one game going on for the kids, like which I was in, sort of like 10, 11, 12, that age, and then there was one for sort of the young adults. And the kids one was just taking ages to get set up. He was setting it up like really slow. So I went and played with the older adults, but I was obviously really young, so I couldn't get involved that much. Anyway, we were playing for about half hour. I realised that he finally got the game started. I went over to join in with the kids game, and he didn't let me play. He was like, no, we've picked our teams, you're not playing. I was about 10, and we were playing on holiday on a beach, and he didn't let me join in.
That could have been the end of your football career. You could have been like, I'm never playing football again.
Mate, I just thought, what a prick.
Yeah.
Like, what sort of bloke would do that?
It's not a pro game. You can play 12v11. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not
you don't have to just sub me on if you want. But so he just refused to let me play, and that's stuck in my mind forever.
Yeah, do you want to talk about it more? You all right about it? I'm set.
No, but that's a bit of a liberty.
Yeah, that is weird. But did he think you were being like?
No, because they were trying to organise the game, so I just slipped off and like played with the older kids because that's wasting my practice hours.
Yeah. And you wanted to play with Clichy, didn't you?
Yeah, that's what I mean. And so he just refused. But
wow.
Oh well.
Any moments like that for you?
Nah. I've never been violated like
it's
that.
not like it's Beckham.
Yeah, it's quite niche.
Hope he's listening.
Yeah, he's listening.
Dennis Wise is the biggest fan.
Yeah.
Not anymore. How much money are top footballers dropping on a holiday? So let's put some parameters on it. Let's say 2 weeks in Dubai. Let's go with a Palace player.
Yeah.
2 weeks in Dubai, Palace player.
So Aaron Wan-Bissaka was a Palace player, or Tyreek Mitchell.
Yep. That kind of level.
I shouldn't have name dropped actually. I'll cut it out. Yeah.
No, keep it in.
2 weeks in Dubai.
I don't want to assume that they're spending this, but I'd guess.
Yeah. We are not. We don't know any facts about who's spending this. 2 weeks in Dubai, mid-table Prem.
Yeah.
Crystal Palace. How much are they dropping?
In a 2 week holiday.
Yeah, in Dubai.
They're probably a lot. Probably it's obviously definitely in the tens of thousands. 20 grand maybe.
On 2 weeks.
Yeah. It depends on the player. It could be 50 grand. It could be 7 grand.
Because, like you say,
it's going to be more than. It's going to be like 7 grand or above.
Because of the spot. Because where they are.
Because of where they are.
But
they'll go and do things.
I'm frowning at that. Like 20 grand in 2 weeks. If you've got the money,
yeah.
If you get one holiday a year,
that's the big thing, isn't it?
It's all relative.
If you see how many holidays, like I say, normal people that are doing well in life, go on.
Let's say 4.
That can add up.
I'd say most people, if you calculate how much they spend on holiday as a proportion of their yearly wage, is like so much higher than a 20 grand as a proportion of your wage in 2 weeks. Let's say a player's on 50 grand a week, and he's not gone on holiday for 10 months, 11 months, and then for 2 weeks he's gone and spent 20 grand. What? That's 3-4 days work.
That is a very interesting point.
on a 2 week holiday. It's nothing. Whereas most average people would, work tooth and nail to go on holiday. So
and if you include the flights, that probably goes up another 15 grand.
Yeah.
Because if they're going out to Dubai, but you got to think about it as well. Like footballers, people don't realise the bonuses footballers get as well.
That again,
I've known a footballer at Palace.
They just live off that, don't they? Pretty much.
Yeah, like forget their wage. They got nearly a 7-figure bonus at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Oh,
so and this is a Crystal Palace.
shit.
So like don't really, and they're earning stupid money a week. So 20 grand is not going to. By the way, footballers don't know what they spend on holiday.
That's the other thing. They ain't counting.
They wouldn't. I'll tell you for a fact. They know. None
Really?
of them would know.
Like, if you asked them, they might go and at the end like cap. But like no, they're just there. They're just,
if you're like a serious Premier League player, you wouldn't.
Yeah,
you wouldn't.
Because I guess as well, I'm assuming this because I think it would be what I do. If I was a Premier League footballer with that money and I'm away with the boys, I'll pay.
Yeah.
So I guess
it depends on who their boys are. But like if they've got their boys that don't play football, they'd pretty much look after.
So
everyone.
I guess you then don't. You just give them your card.
But it'd be like, even if let's say we're all playing for Palace first team, and we all go away, it would be like
we could.
Yeah. We'd it'd just be like, I'll cover this one and you'd cover tomorrow.
Yeah, if you're all footballers, then
yeah,
you'd just be doing that, isn't it?
Yeah. So
wow,
it's a lot.
I need to go on holiday with you, don't I?
Probably a lot more than what you'd think as well, actually.
Really?
What they're spending, yeah.
Yeah.
But like you say, percentage of that's such a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Then because I just went away with my partner, Japan, Indonesia, Philippines. Very lucky, unbelievable holiday for a month.
Yeah.
That percentage of what I earn would be a lot more than what 20 grand is to a Palace player.
Yeah.
Never even thought about it like that.
What did you? And what was you said 13-hour flight?
That was to Singapore. We then had to get 7 hours to Japan.
That is long. I don't know.
And I'll say the flight to Singapore, then to Japan.
Yeah.
Flight back from Bali to Singapore, then to England. That was 1,600.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that is a lot of hours as well.
It was.
Wait, what?
20 hours.
Yeah.
1,600 each.
Wow, that's decent.
It's decent. It's a lot of money still.
Yeah,
of course. But then if you do that business, I wouldn't even want to. I think I looked at an upgrade. I could not afford it. I'm just saying that now. I was like, let's just have a look how much an upgrade is. It was the Singapore to England one. The business upgrade was 3.5 grand for that stint. Yeah. So when you talk about flights being 15 grand, it makes complete and utter sense.
Yeah, but
and they're going to go out and do and just do what they want. They're not going to go and think, right, should we go to this one, or they just do whichever one you want, whichever restaurant, whichever helicopter flight, whatever. They'll just go and do what they want. So
they wouldn't for a second think about how much they're spending. It'd just be, if we want to go eat here, we just go eat here. We eat whatever we want here, and we go wherever we need to go after. And
must be nice, right?
Yeah, well, so it's 2 weeks of the year, like you said, that they get to do whatever they want.
So splash, why not?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. And they have. There's a lot of talk about footballers earning too much. Whether they have or they haven't, they have earned that money.
Yeah.
So they can spend it. If one wants to buy a Rolls Royce for a meal, one wants to drop 100k on a holiday, that's what they want to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're bankrupting yourself, anything else, anything that you can afford, I think, why not? Like you said, burn it.
But that's also the reason. A bit more serious topic, won't be too long. But that's why, like, footballers are spending this money because they're earning so much money. But when they retire, the 5 years, let's say, after they retire, a lot of the time they don't have a job. Yeah. And they're still spending as if they're earning 50, 100 grand a week.
This is where problems start.
I think, it's like I can't remember the stats, but it's
there's a lot that get bankrupt after.
It's majority of Premier League footballers who retire end up bankrupt.
No way.
We have people come in and speak to us about like managing your money and these stats, and I don't want to get the stat wrong, but I know it's the majority of footballers within 5 years.
It's similar in the NBA as well. I remember
within 5 years are bankrupt.
That is crazy. How old are you?
I'm 24.
And people are coming, like, you're an adult, right? Yeah. People are coming in to talk to you about managing your finances as an adult. And that's crazy.
Future, right?
Yeah, because it happens so much that
managing
it
your
go
finances and also managing what you're going to do after
that's
football.
The main thing. It's like, of course,
preparing you.
Yeah, because it's like, if you prepare,
this is probably a whole other episode.
If you're smart and you prepare, you'll be fine, because you just invest in certain things, start certain businesses, you're fine, money's coming in. The problem is when you don't, when you like get to 34, okay, now you can't play anymore, so you call it a day, and it's like, what do I do?
Yeah, they play probably every golf course in the world within 5 years, and then
because you're used to that lifestyle. Yeah, because once you don't have any money,
divorce rate is very high for footballers.
Is it?
Extremely.
Yes.
So basically, don't become a footballer. Just don't become a footballer.
For the same reason, isn't it?
It's mad.
It's divorce rate.
Don't get me wrong. If you're like a Rio Ferdinand, you won't. If you're smart with your money,
he's doing something, right? Like
but you won't have to work.
If he just was at home,
that's what I mean. You'd lose your mind.
And they get
Like West Brown
to
went
body shame.
bankrupt like not long ago, didn't he?
Footballers
I
do
know,
get
like,
man.
Yeah, it's
Because your
I said
shelf life is.
West Brown like went bankrupt like not long ago.
If we're talking like obviously ignoring academies and lower league stuff, if you're
Your
talking
professional
footballers, you've got like, let's be realistic, 20 to 30
Yeah.
of your prime years.
Yeah,
haven't
yeah.
you?
Well, you're-
33, you're probably retired.
Your average length of a professional footballer's career is well below 10.
it's like 5
Is
years.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like 5, 7, something like that. Obviously, the good players will get 15. Like,
Yeah.
that's lucky.
Yeah.
And in some players will get less, obviously. A lot
So
of players.
you got to sort it out now.
100%,
What you're going to do after.
For sure.
yeah.
Wow. That's why we're begging for Emirates flights on the podcast.
So on ball talk.
On holiday, do you have to be careful what you do? 'Cause I spoke about it again. I went on a crazy holiday. I was
Yeah.
doing zip lining. I was kayaking in the deep
Oh,
sea.
right.
Like
Yeah.
that. I
Yeah.
thought you meant like.
We're going to get to like
Yeah.
training and eating and stuff.
And, yeah.
We're talking like
Partying.
physical. Because if I jump on that zip line, kilometre long over a beach, and it pulls a muscle in my
Yeah.
groin, that could put me out for 3 months.
Yeah.
So are you like, I can't do anything. I can't jump in the sea. I can't jump off a diving board.
That stuff, the diving board and jumping in the sea, you're going to be right.
Yeah,
but,
okay.
But stuff like, you've got to be careful of what you're doing. Like, if there's something that is a decent risk of you getting hurt,
Yeah.
you got to be careful. Like, I know it's the wrong time of year, but footballers will just never go skiing as well. Like, you're not.
Neuer broke his leg skiing, didn't he?
Yeah.
He was
He
out
did.
for over a year. Like,
Yeah.
you shouldn't
Yeah.
if you play football.
So you got to be careful, but you still got to have fun and enjoy yourself. It's
Yeah.
just, you know the line.
And
there's a line, yeah.
Yeah.
would you do a holiday like that, or is it more like, right, I've been playing football for 9 months straight, I now need to just lay by a pool for 2 weeks?
That's the other thing as well. It's like, naturally, most footballers probably just want a more relaxing holiday.
You don't want to go on a
'cause
2-hour hike to do a zip line. do
I
you?
always admire
No.
people who can do them. Like, who I come back from, our time off and pre-season. They've told me they've come in and they've gone, like, I don't know, to a Southeast Asia, or they've gone up hiking up a mountain like Mount
Yeah.
Kilimanjaro or something like that. I admire people that do that.
I
I
rate
just can't do it.
I wouldn't. It wouldn't be for me though.
just
can't-
it's not in
after.
me.
It's just long.
Is that purely football based? Because like some of my family would never do a holiday. Like they want to go to Dubai, they want to sit by the pool. So is that personal based, or is that like,
No,
I
it's-
just want to rest now?
It's football.
Is it?
Yeah.
I want to rest.
Yeah, I think you want to rest massively, and plus the risks you talk about. Like obviously, some of these things aren't that risky.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you just want to put your
Yeah.
feet up, literally. Like
That
not.
does make sense.
What they advise as well, the clubs, they say, like, let's say you got 5 weeks off. They say the first 1 or 2 weeks to do pretty much rest as much as you can, do pretty much nothing. If you're going to do any sports like leisure sports, tennis, swimming, stuff like that, and then that after them 2 weeks, they want you to maybe chuck in a couple of runs
Yeah.
for the second and third week, so you're starting to get your fitness back. And then the last, let's say 1 and 2 weeks, you really start to up your fitness,
Right.
like your gym and stuff like that. That's basically what they want you to do. So
Yeah.
get your eye nappers and your Ibifas out early, and then maybe the more chilled ones can be closer to
Yeah.
the pre-season.
Is that a way a lot of footballers do it? Like go on a mad week in Ibiza and then go to
Vegas,
Mykonos
yeah.
and relax?
That's the way I've seen it. Yeah.
Right.
I think that's probably the wisest way to do it, just because, like you said, as much as you're off, or more than half of that time, you're not, like, you have to start training and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, you don't want to be doing a mad holiday in Ibiza and thinking the next morning I'm going to run.
Yeah.
Like,
or like 2 weeks. Oh, sorry.
or like just
2
before
weeks away
pre-season.
from
Yeah,
pre-season.
yeah,
It's
because then
mad.
you've got a mountain to climb. So yeah, it's probably best to get those ones out of the way as soon as you can.
That does make sense. And would there be a different reaction from the club and the staff to, let's say, you got injured crashing a moped to you got injured playing golf? Like playing golf, there's
Yeah.
not really any risk. So
There'd be a difference, yeah.
100%. Like there's no risk. There's low risk. So I think it'd be a lot more like, oh, that's
It's
unlucky.
unlucky, yeah.
Whereas if you crashed a moped, it's like what you think.
Yeah.
Like when I went to
There's not a lot they can do though, really. Like at the end of the day, they'll just be angry at you and give you a little telling off.
Yeah.
It's no, footballers. You don't want to get injured. So like you think about these things. Like when I went to Mykonos, like there were people renting out loads of mopeds and stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't touch one of them because I
Is
was
that
thinking like,
because I don't want to get injured.
not
Okay.
because like I jumped on a quad bike, but not like a moped because I thought it's just different things. Like,
Yeah, of
like
course.
a moped, never ever touched one in my life. This is not the place to learn because if you drop now,
Yeah.
that's
Makes sense.
pre-season done.
All of these things are still on you as well. Like even let's say you go on to Vegas the week before pre-season, it's not like the club will
Yes,
massively
yes,
tell you
yeah.
off. You're just going to be struggling in pre-season and behind people.
That's the profession, isn't it? It's like no one's told me don't jump on a moped. No one's telling you don't do this and like they'd advise you, but they can't stop you. Like this is actually your holiday. You can do whatever you wanted, really.
But you want the best out of your career, so you're not going to do it.
Right? If you
risk and reward, isn't it?
Well, just do it at the start of the off season. It's so easy to do. Like just change the date to 4 weeks earlier.
What, your Vegas, you mean, not your mopeds.
No, not the mopeds. I'm talking about if you're going out and want to have a party.
Yeah, it's everyone wants the best from their own career, so you're just a bit wise with it, isn't it? Like you just know that pre-season, everyone knows it's hard. Try and get yourself back in a state where it's not going to be super hard. It's harder than it needs to be.
That makes a lot of sense, and it's why you see Jack Grealish, James Maddison's with Wayne Lineker in Ibiza.
Early doors.
As soon as the summer's started,
straight in.
Yeah.
And when footballers do this, again, we're not talking about those specific people. When footballers go on a mad Ibiza holiday, are they putting away drinks? Because you don't drink during season, do you?
Depends on the player. Some players wouldn't drink at all.
Some players will drink very rarely, and some players will drink like here and there, and some players would not drink. Depends on the player. Yeah, but if you're talking about the people you just named, they'll be putting away drinks. Yeah, for sure. Everyone knows about.
I've seen the pictures.
Like you just look at it as you just look at the bus parades. It's basically that, but on holiday for the first week. Like,
oh my word,
obviously not as insane. Probably,
no.
It might be if you're in Ibiza, it probably could be worse.
Could be worse
because they're with some of their mates who aren't footballers as well. So
who are on that.
That's another
such a good point.
No, the players that like drinking, the ones that actually do like drinking, they are taking full advantage of those first couple of weeks on holiday.
Why not?
Why not? The only time someone can look at you and say don't do that is if you all of a sudden start performing shit.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're still performing good, like what you let him do what he wants.
Yeah. Are you two doing that kind of holiday nowadays?
Since I've been injured, a lot less.
Okay.
But like I said, when I was Napa, I went Spain when I was younger. Marbella, Dubai sometimes.
Living it up.
Yeah, but like let's say up until COVID, it was a lot more heavy for me than post COVID.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Ken?
I'm not really a drinker, so not for me. But like, you go on holidays, obviously.
Yeah.
But in terms of the heavy drinking and that stuff, no, that's not for me.
I guess it's about how you blow steam off yourself, isn't it? And
if it's all individual.
Getting battered.
Yeah, I don't do it to blow steam off. I do it to just have a good time with my friends.
Yeah.
It's more that probably for those people, but I obviously know a lot of players that would.
Yeah.
I don't blame them really. Like you said, as long as come season time you're performing and you're doing what you need to do, then
we will do a nights out episode soon.
Yeah.
We'll do one soon.
Be some good stories in there. Would there be a difference, lower level, higher level? Probably. Is it because you very much seem very professional, right?
I tried to.
No. No, we'll come over here in a minute. Yeah. But like, you said you don't drink much. The way you train.
Right.
Training a lot.
Yeah.
All of your stuff is football based. Like, how can I be better?
Yeah.
Are you the anomaly, like at your level, or a lot more people going out and getting battered more regularly?
Yeah. So obviously, I know footballers throughout the pyramid. I'd say the higher you go up, like I wouldn't be an anomaly. I'd be just the average.
Right.
I'd say the lower you go, you become sort of the anomaly. There's the lower you go down the pyramid, there's definitely players that still live just like a normal person. But go and play on a Saturday, and I guess you could get away like to play in the National League. You've got to be fairly professional. You've got to look after yourself. It's a tough level, but do you have to be as professional as an Erling Haaland in the Premier League, where they talk about all the stuff he does? Probably not, because the game's just not. It's not the same intensity as a Premier League game. So you can get away with stuff, and also, I think at that level you get found out very quickly if
higher
you come
or lower.
Higher. You get found out very quickly if you come off like 1 or 2%. Because it's the Premier League. Everything's like everyone's a machine at that level. I think the lower you go down, if you go into a game at 90%.
You might be able to get away with it.
You might be, depending on who you are.
Yep.
You might not look like you've been not looking after yourself. So definitely, the lower you go down, people are less and less professional. And if you go even lower, then it goes out the window at some point.
So if you go away with your partner,
they
probably, I'm assuming they might not play. Most people's partners don't play football.
Yeah.
So do you not like touch a ball for 2 weeks? because how are you training by yourself with a football? Is it just dribbling?
I think for the first 2 weeks you don't touch a ball.
Okay.
Because you've just touched the ball for the last 10 months.
Yeah,
every
you can
day.
take 2 weeks.
You can take 2 weeks off, and you want 2 weeks off pretty much.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. You'll still, if there's, like I said, if there's games of football like head tennis or like there's a little something on the beach, I'd join in that.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah,
not if tennis wise.
Because it's not the job. Your job's not.
That's no longer the job then.
Yeah,
that's just fun.
What I mean.
Yeah,
it's not like I've had a year doing something I'm not a massive fan of. It's still a game at the end of the day. Football. It's not like I'm working in an office and then I'm going on holiday and asked to work in an office again. I'm asked to play football. It's not exactly a chore.
No, yeah.
But there's like you see pictures in the off season, pre-season of Declan Rice training with Bruno Fernandes and Rafael Leao.
Yeah.
There's a guy on YouTube, I can't remember his name, he's really cool. He plays lower leagues, I don't know what one it is, but he was training abroad with like Rico Lewis, who obviously plays for Man City. Is that a thing that happens again higher up, that you go to like a football coach and say, right, I need you to come out and train with me and blah, blah, blah?
Well, they'll be out there. There'll be camps out, bases out.
Really?
There's different like football coaches, like camps, bases where you can do that training.
So in Dubai, there'll be a football camp?
Yeah, there's a bit there, yeah.
100%.
Jamie and Chris, they're pretty much where everyone goes to, like Declan Rice.
I didn't know that. I thought they were calling up like a trainer they knew and say, come out and...
No, they're out there
set up there. It's a good business.
That's why they're there.
Yeah, it's a good business if you can set up.
You rake it in off season and then just chill for the season.
And then you just do your sort of like...
You do your normal people every week.
Wow.
I think the big difference between the leagues is the Prem players can afford to be off for like 6 weeks straight. Wherever around the world they want to go, they just be off.
Yeah.
And because you've only got 6 weeks, let's say, you're going to spend pretty much 90% of that outside of the UK. Which means, let's say your first 2 weeks you don't do anything. By week 4, 5, 6, you do, even though you're on holiday, you do need to start prepping for pre-season. So they would get a trainer out to come, they'd hire a pitch or whatever. And
stop the drinking if they were, probably.
Yes. Whereas, like myself, I'm not going on holiday for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So I'd probably go as soon as the season's finished or early on. And in that case, I'm probably not doing much on holiday because it's during that early period. And then when I come back, it's still off football, but that's when I'd start training and ramping things up. Depends on the player. Some players won't do any, but because they give you programs and stuff to do. But again, they'd give you literally.
But after a few years, you don't really need a program. Do you know what I mean?
No, after a few years, you know what you're doing.
Is that with ball training or is that like
usually
in the gym
not.
training?
Usually it's gym and like running and conditioning stuff. Like the ball training, some players will not do it. Some players will. I think it's less important. Like obviously, football is the ball is the most important thing throughout the season and stuff. But like for 4 or 5 weeks where you're off, you can be off. I think the conditioning stuff is just so that when you come back, you haven't got a mountain to climb.
That makes sense.
You're in place to then get your fitness back.
Because otherwise you just get injured if you just come back and like go from 0 to 100. You need to come back at a certain base level. But in terms of the ball stuff, you don't lose that. So if you don't touch the ball for 6 weeks, first couple of touches a bit rusty, but your technique's not gone. But the players that do their own thing, it's just because they want to. Let's say a player wants to spend summer working on his finishing, he will then take advantage of the extra time to just say, okay, cool, I'm going to do a lot of finishing.
That makes a lot of sense. And are the club like checking up on you? Are they texting you once a week saying, you doing anything?
Depending on the club, I'd say the higher up you go,
you've got more.
You can answer that more. There's reminders and just saying how you're doing.
It's not like send me what you've done now.
No.
When I was under 21, like under 21s, under 18s, you'd get like, especially during COVID, they'd send us like the GPS vest and the heart rates, and we'd have to track what we'd done.
I guess that makes sense
because that technically wasn't off season as well. We were still in the season.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's right though, isn't it?
But off season, they're not really. They're just like it's reminders, like how you getting on with your fitness. Don't just keeping you in check, basically.
Yeah, that makes sense. And these camps you talk about that in Dubai, Mykonos, wherever, Chris and Jamie, shout out.
Yeah.
Do you have to like say to the club, "Oh, I'm going to train with these guys," or do you have to say, "Can I train with these guys," or is it just whatever you want to do?
No, yes, you don't have to say to the club.
No. And they are top coaches.
Yeah.
So you're in good hands.
Yeah, it's normally the agency or your agency will pay for that and sort that out. For a lot of the players, yeah.
Right.
And you're in good hands because again, it's just recommendations.
Yeah.
Off other
As you see, Man United, AC Milan, Arsenal football are all training with the same people.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Whilst you're away, we talked about coming back and maybe getting injured because you haven't been doing enough. We have seen some players come back and be a little bit on the heavier side.
Yeah.
Do you watch what you eat or drink whilst you're away? Or again, for the first couple of weeks, you like, I'm going to do what I want because I know in the 4 weeks after I can get back to a good level? Or are you still like chicken and rice?
Ooh, it depends. You're not, again, depends on the player. I wouldn't be just like chicken and rice straight for the off season. But at the same time, in terms of what I eat, I wouldn't go absolutely crazy. I have done before, where of like first 2 weeks I eat whatever I want, but then you just give yourself a lot more to do. Probably the only profession where maybe with other sports people, you're never really off. Like as much as you're on holiday, you're not. It's in the back of your mind that okay, if I do X, Y, and Z, is that going to affect me in 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Like it's in the back of your mind. As much as you're relaxing, like.
It's hard to switch off.
It's hard to completely cut off because you can't. Like
Used
that 2 weeks goes so quick.
A while ago.
Yes,
well. Players
you hear
used to just literally have a massive booze up, eat what they want, come back overweight.
And that's what their pre-seasons were heavy. Like they'd run a lot, because they literally had to lose weight.
We had something at Palace called a fat club. A lot of clubs,
a lot of clubs.
Yeah, a lot of clubs. Like that.
Yeah.
So you'd be in like before breakfast on like either the rower or the bike, and you'd basically just do that every day until you're not in fat club.
No
Have
way.
you ever been in that?
Nah, no way. That's for the GKs basically.
Really?
and the odd outfield player.
Yeah.
But no, I've never been in that. No way.
Fat club. I'd be straight in there. Straight in there after a month holiday. Absolutely. Boys, what's the best holiday you've ever been on?
Best holiday I've ever been on. I'd have to say the last time I went to Dubai.
Yeah.
I know we've mentioned that a lot, but yeah, just because I was with them two mates I mentioned before, we're all footballers, and it was the first time I sort of went to Dubai and was able to enjoy myself fully.
Okay.
If you understand what I'm saying. Because before I'd be too young to like get involved in all the other stuff. So yeah, that was probably my best holiday. It's just Dubai.
Good memories.
Yeah, good memories.
Ken?
Mykonos, definitely.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Dubai yet, so I can't. But Mykonos,
nice Mykonos, isn't it?
It has everything in it.
Do you find yourself trying to speak the language when you're out there?
Nah, everyone spoke English, so it was
really?
calm. Yeah.
That's an interesting one, isn't it? Like when you're on holiday and I don't know, let's say the waiter don't speak any English.
There wasn't one person that I needed to speak to that didn't speak English in terms of waiters, in terms of hotel,
Mykonos
so that was good. That helped. If not, then obviously I'd be a bit.
If you go like Europe, and there's like, especially if it's not like a really hot spot,
that's the thing.
It's quite hard, isn't it?
All right, so you're in Spain.
Yeah.
You want to say, "Can I have a beer, please?"
Yeah.
What are you doing? Are you doing the whole thing where you go like, "Can I have a beer?"
Yeah, I wouldn't try any Spanish. Like,
would you not?
What's uno? Yeah, I'd probably be
Uno
like
cerveza, is it?
Uno, and then just a little hand gesture.
You don't get them in Spain. You're in Germany. You want to say fluent German person, don't speak any English. What are you doing if you want to say where's the train station?
Google Translate, isn't it?
Google Translate.
Yeah.
You can't.
That's
use
the
it.
modern day.
You've got no
Come on, man. It's 2024. Like, wow.
You like?
I'd go like,
choo choo.
Yeah. I just you do find yourself like speaking English, but in the accent of the country you're from, don't you?
To try and make it easier.
100%.
Yeah, like if you're saying one beer, please. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know what one. I could be Spanish, German.
Which country was that? Spain.
But, do you know what I mean? Like,
do you know what is funny though?
You know, like football managers when they work abroad.
Yeah, who was it?
Joey Barton,
Joey Barton,
Steve McLaren.
Yeah.
I clocked it with the players, like Sancho adopting the German accent.
Yeah,
like, in German.
Who's the Jamaican manager?
McLaren.
Yeah. Have you seen the interviews? And they're all going like blessings, and he's going blessings. He's really, really good.
His son works upstairs, for like.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Well, I've cut that.
Yeah.
I just come back from Bali. Their English is incredible, right?
Yeah.
So you can get away with it. But after a month there, I did found myself, like they will say, instead of saying, is it okay? They'll go, is okay?
Yeah.
And I know what that means. So then I'll start going, is okay?
Yeah.
That cool? Is okay?
What time open?
Yeah, exactly.
You start missing out words, don't you?
We are very lucky being English that most people speak English.
Yeah.
We're lucky and lazy that we don't learn other.
And then you also, like, 3 days into the holiday, you'll be like, you've learned thank you and hello.
That's
what you say. Thank you. Yeah. What would you like? Yeah, cheers.
For everything. That when I was away, a lot of English people go to this island in Bali. And so whenever I would say, they speak English. I don't have to translate bottle of water. So I go, can I have a bottle of water, please? And they'd all go, hey, you want a bottle of water? In like a really English accent. So we
do
get taken
that,
a mick
don't
out of
they?
yeah. Absolutely.
It's always that East End one, isn't it? Or really posh.
Yeah, and one of them started speaking in the most Scouse accent it's the
really?
best Scouse accent
Maybe
I've
they're
ever
Scouse.
heard. Yeah, it was quality. Boys, that is all I need to ask about holidays, unless you've got anything else to say. Any holiday stories, any footballing holiday stories?
No, I mean...
You must have a few.
Not that you can say.
I've got a couple, but like they're nothing great. Like it's just it's similar to the Dennis Wise ones and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where like I remember in that same hotel there was there's a water park sort of attached to it, and I just remember just seeing Ryan Giggs and being like, oh my god, it's Ryan Giggs, and I was like, again, I was fairly young. So I just basically followed him around the lazy river for about 3 hours.
That's why Dennis Wise, Giggs said this boy's following me.
Dennis, you got to stay clear of his way. But do you know what I mean? Like that's because I was just chilling all day, and you see him, and you want to like,
That's
oh
it
my
there.
god, it's
3 hours.
Oh my god, it's Ryan Giggs. That's how long it takes
Stuck
to get
on
round
the lazy river.
Well, he was on it for 3 hours, so I was following him basically.
Did he not clock you?
No, because when he got off, he'd go into his velvet rope bit in the water park. So then I obviously just left him.
Oh, you didn't get in there.
Yeah, I didn't follow him. I would have been kicked out.
Sounds like you would have though.
Yeah, maybe.
I think we learnt a lot about holidays.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed that.
That was top.
Less football,
Very
and I
good.
think it's going to lead on to episodes in the future, like pre-season, like nights out. So just remember, people, next time you are in Dubai, you could be laying on the sunbed next to Gail Clichy or Dennis Wise, whatever one you
Could be.
prefer. Thank you very much for listening to our Holidays Insight episode. So next week we are going to be going through a Premier League contract and a National League contract and comparing them. So I'm very excited about that episode. I've been Noah. These two have been Lewis and Ken, and this has been Ball Talk.
I probably won't put this in, but like with Frank Lampard, he so he's obviously
How many
got
times? Sorry, how many times have you been to Dubai?
a lot.
More than 10?
No, like 7, 6, 7. No, 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was still like I was quite young, and in this water park. So Frank Lampard has 2 daughters, does he? I don't know.
Something
But at
like
the
that.
time he had 2 daughters. But I thought at the time he had 2 sons. So you tell them like you're the people that work in the water park, when you English, they speak to you about football all of a sudden.
Right,
So,
yeah.
So anyway, it was one of the guys working on the slides, and there would be big queues, and I was like, oh, I'm Frank Lampard's son. He's not even got a son. Yeah, so I'd be like, I'm Frank Lampard's son, and me and my brother did that, and we were family friends. And they basically like backed it up, and
No way.
and when the water park would shut, he'd let us on this ride for like half hour after the whole water park was shut, and he just let us go on it.
That is quality.
It's good, isn't it? Like,
That's mad.
yeah, and I was just thinking, you obviously, because he just loved like Chelsea, Frank Lampard, but you
yeah.
obviously don't know him that well because
Yeah.
he's got 2 daughters, mate.
But you took advantage of that.
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't know. I was like, again, really young. I was like 10, 11.